Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Welcome from whatever time zone you're at.
We're so happy to be with you. My name is Sheila Hodgkin.
And I'm Nanette Pittenger.
Today we have special guests with us. This is Sonia DeLang, and this is Hannah Lachelle. These are two familiar faces, I'm sure you know. And we have Jay Hughes. His relationship is with Howard somehow. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
And we're also joined by Ganem, the CEO of LLBN. Today we're going to talk about the different programming that's available here at LLBN. And just want to open it up to you guys. What are the different programs that our viewers can see here at LLBN?
Well, I'll start out, and then I know that Hannah can add to it, but we have, first of all, we have a lot of church programs that are wonderful, as well as Sabbath school programs and Vespers programs, and then we have different programs that are shot here at the studio. Our Gathering Place program is shot here. Ganem's Christian Connections on Tuesday evenings is here. And then Hannah, you take it from there because I know there's children's programming, but I know there's a lot more.
Another of our categories is Bible study. You know, one of our main flagship Bible study programs, Searching for Answers, is shot right here as well. We do get other Bible study programs around different pastors, a lot of sermon programs with people like Pastor Dan Smith and Pastor Carl Hafner. We have some marriage and family programs, such as the Lifestyle Magazine with Pastor Mike and Gail Tucker and a couple of their co-hosts. We have, as you mentioned, musical programs. Definitely The Gathering Place is a favorite. We also have musical programs from like Fountain View Academy and other sources. Let's see, what else do we have?
Nature. Sometimes we have some just relaxing nature scenes.
And that is always a favorite as well, nature and music.
We don't want to leave you out, Jay. So how does this come together with your participation?
Well, of course, I get a chance to talk to all of our donors on a daily basis. I talk to several donors every day, and I get to hear the feedback from everyone about how they appreciate the programming. And I hear all good things all the time, and people are just excited about what we're doing and that we're carrying the gospel out to the ends of the earth, which is the Great Commission. And I hear what they like about our programming, and most of them are saying, hey, I learn a lot, I grow spiritually as I watch LLBN.
All these programming, when I first thought of LLBN, I always associate it with the church, University Church, and watching that. But now we have so many other things going on. How does this happen? I mean, how are you getting all this to go on the network?
Well, I think that you have two questions in one. One is you always thought it was part of the church, and a lot of folks think we're part of the campus, and in all cases, it's not. LLBN is a standalone 501c3 nonprofit organization. Was founded 20 years ago. The church was kind enough to house us there for a while. They were very generous, and then we moved on to this building that we purchased, developed, and built an infrastructure across town of fibers and satellite transmitters. And so that's the answer to the first one. LLBN is not associated or affiliated with any other organization. It's a standalone organization. But we work in collaborations with different groups. For programming, like you see on the Sabbath hours from University Church, Sabbath School, Vespers, other programs you see during the Sabbath lineup, it's produced by either LLBN or other private producers. At the end of the day, LLBN is the company that brings all these programs at its cost, package them, and process them for broadcast. And I think that was your second part. So out of the 168 hours a week of programming, and 52 weeks a year, you can imagine how much programs you have to deal with to store. Well, how you store them? They're all digital files. So you collect the files electronically from all those producers. Then we do internal in-house conversions to digitize them to a format that works for us. Then sometimes you gotta trim or clean or edit them slightly to meet certain criteria. I mean, we're talking about phases and complexity. And then that program material Then it goes into servers. It's just like having a computer, small computer at home. We have massive servers to store all that content. And then when you store that content, you gotta have redundancies. If those servers crash, and believe me, they do, you gotta have at least one backup here locally in our facilities. And then in addition to those, you do what we call tape backup of the digital data on the digital tapes. Once that's all done, then they get processed and uploaded electronically in the cloud. For those who don't know what the cloud is, it's the internet. It's through the internet that there's this world connectivity. We send them electronically, file by file by file, program by program. If we are in 168 programs, we have to send 168 programs, copies of them into this cloud thing we call, into our New Jersey facilities. So there's a cost of transport and then cost of storage there. Then there's a whole set of other equipment that allow you to go in and look at these programs and schedule them one by one to when they play. When you watch your service repeats, when you watch Searching for Answers, when you watch A Gathering Place, whatever it is, Chinese, Arabic, Latino, doesn't matter. This massive technology in New Jersey allow our operators to go in remotely from Loma Linda or anywhere around the world, access that database and schedule these programs in accordance with their channel TV guide. And then that system gets processed and manipulated and sends one type of signal to mobile devices. Then another system manipulates the signal to send it to PCs and Mac computers to make it available to all these devices to receive it. And then another system processes it and sends it to IPTV deliveries, like IPTV. And then from there, there's another feed goes across town by fiber to Pennsylvania. So it goes out on satellite and fiber to other parts of the
Wow,
world.
I'm exhausted.
I know, really. I know. I was like,
It's enough to give you a headache every day.
Yeah.
20,
Yeah,
7
it's so
days a week.
complex.
It is.
Exactly. So folks see the programs and you don't see what goes on behind the scenes.
Right.
It's like a human body. It's amazing what
Well said.
people don't realize what goes on
Well
in the
said.
body. But
Yes.
this LLBN itself has so many arteries and different
Exactly.
things,
Yeah.
and it takes all of these wonderful volunteers.
That's right. And
put
skills
this
and
together.
knowledge,
Yeah.
some comes in without any of those skills and they adapt so quickly. We train them as well.
Yeah.
But then there's a big cost associated with, Jay can tell you, I mean, the bills exceeds hundreds, some thousand. We used to say, years back, we used to say 50,000 a month, and then that grew up to 70. Then we're up to 100, and the 100 become 100 plus. As a result of our massive distribution. Now, have we housed all that equipment here in Loma Linda? Neither we would have physical space to house everything under one roof, or enough engineers, or enough equipment to keep up with the upgrades and the changes as technology change. So in partnering with companies in Pennsylvania, vendors, and in New Jersey, took the load off of us. We used to come in the middle of the night, almost 3-4 times a week, taking service trouble calls. By farming out our services to outside vendors, they have backup redundancies. They keep up changing the equipment. We don't have to come up with the capital investment. We have fixed cost that we can predict each month what's going to cost us. If their equipment breaks down, we don't have to come up and spend $200,000. Just one of our system that used to play one channel cost us $250,000 to purchase, and it only lasts you for 3 years of operation. So there's a lot of logistics, business, strategic, and development, and it's a massive operation, as you said, but still not as complex as God's creation, the human body. But there's a lot of close analogies there.
Yes.
So our viewers can help us.
Our viewers have been helping us, Sonia. Without them, there would be no LLBN today.
You're part of the heart.
Because we're not
keeps us
supported
going.
by any other organization. We're supported by the
viewers.
organization of viewers.
That's right. And Hannah, they're both my kids. Everyone's my kid already. I love this family.
You call me Annie anytime.
Sandy, remember in the early days, in our first 2.5 years of development, the fact we couldn't raise money because we were nobody as an organization. We couldn't get public interest.
Yes.
We couldn't make 1 inch forward because we didn't have the money. So it takes money to make something happen. And if it wasn't for the creative and innovative works, some of our engineers like Gary Schiller, live you. We developed things from nothing, from things we took out of the trash, and developed our own equipment, but it wasn't stable. It works 10 days, it's down 1 day. I mean, the industry spent time and energy and money into developing their products. But the guys did phenomenal job, got us going. Once we got on the air, people become familiar with LLBN, and they start giving us slowly.
Again, and one of the things that always amazes me, I've worked with several ministries in the past, of course, and I'm privileged to be here at LLBN now. And what amazes me is this ministry is, although it is, of course, tie-dyed in spreading the gospel, that's what we're here for. That's what we exist for. It's technology-based. Gannon comes from a background, of course, in technological know-how, and so does the rest of the technical team here. I wish I could say it in a fashion they would, but I'll tell you the truth. They do this because they understand the technology today, and they can, because of that, we can take advantage of that education that they have and provide the programming at a fraction of the cost that some other ministries that have to spend monthly because they have the background and knowledge.
Well, Jay, I think last time you and I compared an average Christian television ministry of LLBN, broad distribution.
Yes.
Some cost $18 million a year.
Yeah.
Others are spending $10 million a year. Others $36 million, depending who they are. I can't mention names here, but LLBN operates at less than 1.5 million, running 5 networks.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's incredible.
Talk about the loaves and the fishes. It doesn't get greater than that.
Yeah, it really is.
It's run. Jay will tell you, it's a very lean. Very lean operation.
Very lean. Of course, there's room for expansion always, and that's what we're here today to talk about. We have more programming that we need to develop and produce, and so keep your strong gifts coming, because we certainly need all the support we can get to do the development that's necessary to house all of our productions and to maintain our equipment and continue to bring, this wonderful message to the world.
Jay has one of the toughest jobs, along with the team he works with, Lily and Jessica. They are our employees, but they're missionaries more than employees. They put 100 or 200% beyond just the job. But we take the financial portion very seriously. We keep up with the letter of the law. We keep everything straight and carefully monitored, checks and double checks of everything. And that's why that's something we can do voluntarily. That requires even more attention. As complex as the technology, the financial component even more complex. And we're lucky to have Jay on our team. He works so hard and he tries so hard to increase our revenue because he sees the challenges on a regular basis. He often comes in, why can't we do that? Jay, we need more money. Then he comes up with another great idea. Why can't we do that? Well, Jay, takes money. So it takes money to make a good product.
Yes, it does.
Well, if each viewer, Shuli, if each viewer would like to just send a short little note or card, you can send a donation, whatever size, in an envelope to us at P.O. Box 550, Loma Linda, California, 92354. That's one way. How else can they donate?
They can give us a call at 1-866-552-6881. Operators are on standby 8 to 8 Pacific time to handle those calls. And also our website is open 24/7, www.llbn.tv. And they can make a secure online, even monthly recurring donation that way.
Which would be nice because you don't forget about it.
LLBN.tv. I love, most people think it's Loma Linda Broadcasting Network, but
that's a legal name.
That's the legal name, but the mission name is Lighting Lives, Blessing Nations. And,
I like that.
And it's easy for volunteers like us to be here because we know we're trying to be vehicles for God.
Right.
And thank you for watching and for sending your notes. We value them very much, and we value your dollars, which is why we have experts who take care of your pennies, your pesos, your yens, whatever they come in as, and we appreciate that.
We really do. I mean, it sounds like we always come on each year come and ask them for money. I just want to reiterate, 95%, 98% of our workforce don't get paid. But then that 2-3%, it's very critical because it keeps track of matters that are too critical under the letter of the law to the IRS, the state, and so on. So those people are carefully watching the funding, like Jay, Don Wright, all those are volunteer, but he sits on a local Loma University Foundation, but he volunteers his time to help Jay. So we have a lot of experts who come together. We have Lily, who does accounting full-time. So we're confident. We've always been confident for 20 years. We've never been in trouble. We don't plan to be in trouble. And literally one can say every dollar comes in, most every dollar comes in, goes into outreach, evangelism, building these channels, building this infrastructure for Christ to reach out. The greatest master, the greatest teacher of all times, we're following his model as a teaching channel, teaching the masses of his commandments, his love, his mercy, his grace. And I see the greatest payback to all of us, what Sheila holding in her hands, letters of appreciation.
Letters of appreciation, and I like what, all of us are here, are volunteers. And I like, she quoted a quote that says, the reason volunteers are not paid is not because they are worthless, but because they are priceless. And that makes me feel good, thank you.
I want to know who that person is.
That's Dorothy.
Very nice comment.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Amen.
God bless you. And Dorothy sent a donation of $5, and every dollar counts. So thank you, Dorothy.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate your lovely letters, your love and support, and like Sheila said, any amount will go a long way to helping LLBN spread the good news of God's love.
It all adds up. When all
Yeah.
of you sing together, it all adds up.
So I have a question to Nanette and Sheila, since you are the two new arrivals.
Yeah, we're the newbies. No.
But this is like God's kingdom. Many will come last and will be first. Because here in LLBN, we believe whoever comes in, doesn't matter if they came in 20 years ago or yesterday. We're all equal under God, and we're all here for one mission. But most people, going back to your first question when we started this show, you often think we are the church. Right? So we are not the church. We clear that. And although we love the church, and this is the church where us and our families and our children worshiping and growing up there, we're proud of University Church and the local campus, but we are independent of all these operations. So that means our funding doesn't come from the church. Our funding doesn't come from the local campus or the general conference or any other church or entity, as far as I know, unless Jay knows something else.
Nope, it's all 100%.
Have you double-checked the records?
It's all you.
100% donor viewer supported. There are a few organizations, of course, that contribute to us, but this is a 100% donor supported network.
Which means when you watch on a Sabbath, every minute of broadcast you receive at home, the meter is ticking on LLBN. Our meters are ticking. We pay for bandwidth, for fiber use, for all the technology centers we have, the satellite, distribution of signals, storage, archiving. That meter never stops. Have you ever looked at your AC meter during summertime? It's not encouraging, is it? You don't want to look at it, do you? I covered mine with masks because each kid in their rooms with their computers on and their students and every bedroom lights on, and it's like, I don't want to see that meter spin. LLBN dollar meter, it spins and it spins fast. Believe me, it spins fast. And all the Sabbath programs brought to our viewers, every frame of program you watch is paid by LLBN. Yet, we are very grateful to University Church, Fountain View, Gathering Place, and all those other groups who produce these programs. But they have their own congregations to support them. LLBN congregation is the folks out there. And almost 100% of our money comes between Canada and the United States.
That's wonderful.
This God bless America. I mean, when you say God bless America, it needs to be said with meaning, with true meanings. God bless America and Canada with us, because between these two wonderful nations, LLBN reaching out beyond just North America. We're reaching out to the world with many, many languages.
And do you remember, Gannon, in the very beginning, this all started as we were talking to Roland. It all started out of an interest of taking a copy of the church service to those who couldn't get out, who were in their homes sick.
Yes.
This is how it all began. It was just being considerate to somebody who was homesick and just taking a copy.
Speaking of being homesick, I know you're involved with the Gathering Place. She just happens to be here, but there was a special thank you for the program Gathering Place. They want to thank you to all the people, singing and playing for us. And she was saying, I broke my leg, just to what you said. I broke my leg in the spring and was laid up in our home for almost 3 months. We have been unable to go to church for months as my husband needed hip replacement. So this month, our church is very steep, high steps, so we have been staying at home enjoying our satellite program. You'll never know how much joy the Gathering Place has brought us.
Thank you.
Amen.
That's very
Sonia,
Yes.
and the Gathering Place team, they worked so hard, summer, winter, holiday seasons. They came in and blessed us again and again, tirelessly. The only reason we're not producing new programs because we have so many in storage right now. We want to circulate those, and there will be special events will be also still produced by the Gathering Place. But the Gathering Place even goes a step beyond what they're doing here. They go to different places and perform in person.
Yeah.
Gannon, on that note, almost everyone I talk to, really, on a daily basis, mentions the Gathering Place. So,
I'm blessed to hear that.
we have to
Thank
praise
you.
the Lord for the gift of your ministry and so many people that are blessed through the music.
Well, I'm grateful that LLBN was willing to let us try it. It was an
Such a blessing.
experiment.
How many do you think being taped?
Well, I'm aware of a little over 100, but I think you had a higher number, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think between the older series and the current series, I've heard or seen numbers much higher than that, which kudos to you and the team. And special thank you to all the participants on the Gathering Place.
Yes.
Big thank you, being true family of LLBN, and it ain't over.
No.
There's other future plans in the works.
I have a strong passion not letting the hymns go by the wayside.
Excellent.
I want to keep the hymns active.
It was your vision.
Yes.
It was your vision to get that kind of music on LLBN, and we're grateful.
Thank you very much.
Can I ask you what the future programs that you have in the works?
Excellent question. Did someone pay you from our group to ask? We were just working this evening on a letter, we haven't finished it, to outline all the new programs LLBN planned to bring in 2015. One of our most focused, besides music, we want to do a lot of music programs, is to create a lot of programs for people who haven't heard of Jesus. Because people out there are tightly hanging to their beliefs, following the saints, worshiping idols. And it's so hard to get those people to understand and accept who Jesus is unless we take baby steps to reach them where they're at. So LLBN, it would cost us a lot more money than we have been doing because those programs have to be produced cleverly, has to be produced correctly, and has to be put into markets beyond our markets. So, plus on our market as well. So we want to do programs on Christ, step by step, bringing people to Christ. For those who've never heard of Him, we want to find common grounds between other beliefs and Christianity, and build bridges between us and other faith believers to come to Christ through LLBN. We want to do programs on the history of Christianity. We want to do programs. We want to take a lot of programs, stories from the Bible, and create programs on particular Bible figures. So those, again, who are not learned or read the Bible, we can reach out to them through visual programs to help them understand from the lessons that put in the Bible for us. Family and marriage programs, we're going to have 2 episodes on Smart Lifestyle TV, the new merger with LLBN. This is a network running full-time, 24/7 for 4 years now. It reached out to a secular market. It's full of health and lifestyle, positive lifestyle programs. So we're going to use that network as a vehicle to launch some of the educational program on religious, on family, health, on that channel. So this is the future for 2015, 2016, reaching people what they're at. We have developed our technologies. Now we need to develop more programs to meet people's needs and the deficiencies they have within their own lives. So, but that's going to take a lot of prayers and a lot more money, and I think a lot of our people in our mailing list would receive more programs about that, and they'll be hearing more about it throughout the year.
Wow. That's exciting news. I can't wait to see the future of your programming. And we are so grateful to have you viewers here to see the different programming available here at LLBN. And like we've said before, you can help keep this going with your donations, and any little bit counts.
Yes.
And we already, I don't know if we should say the different ways we could have you send donations through email or phone call or the website.
It doesn't get any easier. But there is another way we never talked about. Like Sonia, she comes in person regularly and drops off a check at our facilities. So if you live in the local area and you want to meet our people, Hannah will give you the address.
Sure.
I only know how to drive and get there. I don't memorize addresses.
It's 12201 California Street.
I'm like you.
What is it?
12201 California Street.
It'll be on the screen, of course.
Right, yeah.
And yeah, it is. It's nice to drop a check by because you get to also touch bases with people and visit and have a little, you know, a little social interaction. You don't want to interrupt their day too much, but it's nice to just drop by and say hi.
But you know, Jay also, when people come in person to drop off donations, he gives them tours
Yes,
of our
absolutely.
facility.
Get a chance to take people around and look at the different studios like the one we're in today.
And meet some of the people
And
as well.
meet the other people that work with us and the volunteers. And I'll tell you what, everyone goes away saying, wow, we're amazed at what you do, of course, but you know we need to expand. So keep that in mind. As
Well, expand and upgrade too, right?
Correct.
Because equipment always is becoming more modern. And every time we think we're there, it gets a little more modern.
More complex.
Wear and tear.
We're really doing catch up all the time with technology. But then hopefully we can talk again in one of our common programs, the space we need for our growth.
So thank you so much, Sonia.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Jay, for all you do for LLBN. And of course,
Yes.
Thank you all.
you're the best. Thank
you all. No, God is the best.
But thank you.
Thank you,
God is the
computers.
best. And that's why we're here, because we want to be a vehicle for his service. And I know through your prayers and your letters, it means so much to us and it keeps us going. So we thank you so much for your support and love.